Recently, China's state-run media outlet, the Global Times, published articles taking direct aim at Indian internet users. This reaction stems from a massive, decentralized counteroffensive launched by millions of everyday Indians across social media platforms. For years, coordinated networks of bots out of China and Pakistan routinely amplified videos of India's poverty to a global audience. While India's domestic issues were broadcast to the world, Beijing successfully scrubbed its own systemic struggles from the internet, hiding them safely behind the Great Firewall. This one-sided digital bombardment battered India's global reputation, allowing China to project an uninterrupted aura of prosperity, while India remained on the defensive. The dynamic shifted when Indian netizens realized their sheer numbers were an untapped asset. They decided to play the exact same digital game. Their primary target was the carefully curated illusion that China consists entirely of gleaming skyscrapers and boundless wealth. Indian users flooded social media with contrasting footage, sharing clips of extreme rural poverty and unsanitary practices that rarely escape the Chinese mainland. But they didn't stop at sharing videos of poverty. They deployed a deeper intellectual argument, exposing a systemic, state-sponsored structure of inequality that Beijing desperately wants to keep quiet. By reflecting these harsh realities back at Beijing, Indian users demonstrated that systemic hardship is a universal human problem. The strategy effectively stripped away China's carefully engineered superiority complex. To understand the core of this argument, we have to look at the historical precedent Indian users are pointing to: ancient China's rigid Confucian social hierarchy. This diagram illustrates that ancient class structure. It divided society into 4 distinct tiers. At the bottom were merchants, then craftsmen, followed by farmers. At the very top, holding the highest status, were the scholars and state officials. While this didn't feature the strict untouchability seen in parts of India's history, it heavily restricted social mobility. You generally married within your class, and true integration across tiers was rare. Even as dynasties collapsed and centuries passed, this cultural mandate survived. The idea of legally separating the elite from the laboring class persisted, eventually laying the groundwork for the modern communist era. Today, that separation is executed through the hukou system. Think of it as China's internal passport. This document legally binds a citizen's basic human necessities, like healthcare, education, and subsidized housing, directly to the exact geographic location where they were born. If you are born in a rural village, you receive a rural hukou. If you want to move to a wealthy hub like Beijing or Shanghai to find work, permanently settling there is incredibly difficult. Millions of rural citizens migrate to the cities to build the infrastructure and run the factories. Yet, under the law, they remain outsiders, systematically denied the social safety nets given to true urbanites. The hukou system acts as the silent engine behind China's pristine global image. It legally extracts cheap labor from the rural poor while keeping them segregated, ensuring the megacities look perfectly prosperous to the rest of the world. Back in the present-day digital theater, this exposure hits a specific nerve. The Chinese cultural emphasis on saving face and maintaining respect makes the state uniquely vulnerable to these targeted critiques. Historically, Beijing has controlled its narrative with an iron grip, suppressing domestic tragedies and structural failures to prevent any international embarrassment. Now, millions of Indian users are acting as a decentralized network of whistleblowers. They are sharing facts and footage faster than state censors can scrub them, stripping away Beijing's geopolitical armor. This has created a reputational stalemate. Both nations now possess the tools to broadcast each other's deepest flaws globally. This information war has changed the nature of global diplomacy. As Indian netizens successfully puncture Beijing's carefully curated image, bullies from the rest of the world